I am been suffering from bulimia for the last 5 or 6 years. I started my bulimic behaviors when I was lost and lonely and living in a small town. And I realized after about a year of doing the behaviors, the addictive qualities that it had. So at that point, I started to seek treatment, and I didn't have any success. I went to several different therapists, and none of them specialized in bulimia, and weren't really able to help me. I tried all kinds of things like reading books, meditating, and acupuncture, hypnotherapy, and I could not get recovery. So again, I was doing a search on my computer, again, looking for help. And I came across Bright Heart's website, and so I called them up, and they said that they could help me. So as soon as I got into the program, I went through all the intake stuff, and I was still engaging in my behaviors. I would say for the past 5 years, I engaged in bulimic behaviors 6 to 10 times a day. Every day I would wake up and tell myself I'm going to do something different today. And every day, at the end of the day, it was always the same things. I had some reservations about starting the program. It was a huge time commitment, and I grappled with the decision, and then not knowing at the time, I had a wise mind, but my wise mind said, no, we're doing this and we're doing it now. I joined the program. I had no idea what to expect. I knew I'd be spending 9 hours a week in group. I'd never been in any kind of group before. I had no idea what it was about. I was quite nervous about it. I'd say the first 2 to 3 groups I found to be very, very interesting. I'd say I struggled a little bit because I wanted, all I wanted was to get better, and I wanted content, and all I wanted to talk about and think about was recovery. And in group, you go on various tangents of different types of things. And now, in retrospect, I realize it's just the wonderful dynamic of the group. Those people in group became my friends. They became my support. They became my confidants. You go into group and you realize you can say anything you want to say, and chances are they're really going to get it. Never have I had that before. And then, of course, there was the therapy with my therapist once a week, and then nutritionist once a week. Upon entering Bright Heart, I made a full commitment, and for some reason, I was able to move away from my behaviors from my first day in the program, and with the help and support of group and therapists and nutritionists, I was able to remain behavior free to this day. I think I'm somewhere at 2.5 months right now, and I finally have my life back. I'm finally feeling normal. I finally am not bombarded by thoughts of Ed just invading my decisions all day long. I had a period in group and in the whole process where my eating disorder was just really revealed to me. Like, I understood why I had it and where it came from, which I never understood from the beginning. And at that point, I felt incredibly raw and vulnerable. And I would say I went through about a 2-day period where I pretty much did nothing but cry. Group and my therapist and all of Bright Heart was super supportive during this time. I didn't really know how to reach out, but they certainly reached out to me, and they helped me get through it. And during that time, it kind of felt to me like as Ed was revealed, instead of being this demonic monster, it was more like a 5-year-old child who was scared and just needed help. And Bright Heart showed me how to help that child and how to integrate that into my world and how to just be better coexisting. So it was a coping mechanism.